Here we have for sale our 2021 on a 71 plate Ford Transit Custom. This is the MSRT 6-seat double cab. This is short wheelbase with the 6-speed automatic gearbox. Of course, it's got the 2-litre EcoBlue Euro 6 diesel engine producing 185 PS, which is roughly 185 brake horsepower. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Ford Transit Custom MSRT double cab of this age. We'll also talk you through in detail the condition of this particular example, talk to you a bit about things like the service history and what we've done to it during our preparation, seeing as the vehicle is currently available for sale with us here at Bridgend Van Centre. So starting here then at the rear of the van, we can see that this one is spec'd with a rear tailgate. So a tailgate is one door which comes up like so. The other option which you can get is barn doors. So barn doors are two doors which fold outwards like that. But yeah, this one has got the tailgate, which I would say is probably the preferred option on a double cab van like this. Now, straight away, MSRT have, of course, worked their magic on these vans, and there's a number of things which they've changed here, even at the back of the van. So first thing to note is this really nice rear spoiler, which has been added with lovely little details like the MSRT there in actually embossed in the spoiler. But what I really like is the texture of this. It's not sort of a sort of a glossy finish. It's more of a sort of plastic, but a sort of a rougher, sort of harder wearing feeling plastic there. And there's a similar sort of texture low down on the diffuser and actually on the front splitter as well. And I just like the use of that. I think it's I think it suits the van really, really well. Low down then, the entire rear bumper is changed on the MSRT, of course. You can see just how much wider the van is here with these wheel arch extensions, and that rear bumper corner, as I say, widens to meet those arch extensions as well. And having a look here, you can see the rear diffuser down there also. Another really nice feature on the MSRT is that you have got the dual exit exhaust at the back as well, and these are plumbed in. These aren't just there for show. These are the actual exhausts of the van, which I think those elements like the wider arches, the rear bumper, the diffuser of course, and the rear spoiler completely changes the look of the back of the van there. I think it looks absolutely stunning. Bit of factory spec then, which is on this, and that is the reversing camera, of course. That helps, of course, a lot with the reversing, and same with the rear parking sensors there, which are integrated. So an MSRT, for you, those of you who don't know, is based on a limited van. So it's a limited with a lot of optional extras. And then MSRT, who are now, I believe, actually part of Ford, they get their hands on it, they put all the body styling on, and that creates what we can see here. Looking at the condition of the rear tailgate, you can see it's in fantastic order. There's a really nice gloss to the black of the paintwork. And what I like to do is look in the reflections here and just look for any dents or ripples or anything like that. And you can just see it's looking very, very straight and clean here at the back of the van. If we open up the tailgate then, we can start to have a look inside the back here. So you can see that this van has got brand new ply lining on the sides, which we do this on the vast majority of vans which come into stock with us. You can see that, of course, that's there to provide protection to the side of the van. So if you've got cargo moving around here in the back, it's not going to cause a nasty outward dent in the side of your lovely MSRT Transit Custom. The bulkhead, of course, is there to give you that separation from the cab to the load space. It really helps as well to deaden down sound and things. So if you're driving around in this, as I say, because you've got sort of half of the size of cab that you would say in a transporter, which is completely open, it really helps to deaden down that sound. Also makes it easier to heat in colder conditions as well, because of course you're trying to heat a smaller space. But having a look here at the floor, so this is the factory floor that you would get, and generally lovely condition for its age and mileage, of course. Plenty of tie-down points dotted around here in the back of the van. There's a little 12-volt socket just there as well, just low down there. Sorry, there aren't tie-down points at the back, but you have got those there at the front, just at the bottom of the bulkhead there, so as to help you tie down cargo in the back. LED load lights in the back of here, which has helped then for some visibility in lower light conditions. And also having a look at the inside of the tailgate, you can see that's all ply lined and in nice condition there inside the back of the van. We'll continue to go around the outside then, so having a look here down the driver's side, and again you can just see that styling, so the different bumper corner going into those arch extensions, and that then meets nicely into the side skirts here, which again are nicely branded with the MSRT logo. And having a look at the wheels while we're here then, so we've got these lovely 18-inch, these are a nice matte gunmetal grey OZ Racing alloy wheel. Of course these are going to be fully load rated for the van with load rated tyres of course, and all look to be in really good order. If we have a look at the driver's side front as well, that's looking in really nice condition there. But as I say, you can see the skirts, as I say, the wheel arch extensions there, that is all part of the body styling, and then some really nice touches there with the MSRT branding. You can see this one has actually got a set of roof rails, and of course being a factory double cab you do get twin side loading doors. Opening up the driver's side loading door, then we can start to have a look inside the back of the van here. So this is of course, you know, a big change inside the van, and that is this half leather and half Alcantara seating which they've incorporated, again with the MSRT branding and a little nod to some previous motorsport success there. Also you can see that you've got Isofix compatibility on the two outer seats, but lovely condition here of the seats. There's no rips, tears, cigarette burns, anything like that. It's all in lovely order here in the back. Into the centre then, of course, you've got the little carpet overmat, and again a little touch there with nice MSRT badge on there. But again, just looking at the condition, looking at the step, the floor, for a van of this mileage, it's in really good condition. I'm going to look at the back of the front seat. So as I say, this one is set up as a 6-seater, so you've got the dual passenger seat just there, and you can see this nice contrasted blue stitch which is throughout the van. That's even on the back of the seats, on the headrests, but condition is very, very good. If we open up the driver's door then, we can start to have a look inside here. So again, some big changes here. This lovely steering wheel. So it's a really, really chunky steering wheel, and it's moulded very nicely, so your hand just fits in that really, really well. But as I always say with an MSRT, having this chunky steering wheel, it just gives you that feeling that you're driving something a little bit different, a little bit special, because that is of course just an immediate touch point for you as a driver. Got the little, again, MSRT logo there, which is actually just under the lacquer of the steering wheel, and you can see this nice carbon fibre effect there, which is behind the buttons under here. That's a really nice touch, I feel. Having a look at the driver's seat then, so you've got all the usual adjustability on the driver's seat, so height adjustment. This is what they call thigh adjustment there to the front of the seat. And again, looking at the condition, look at the edge of the driver's seat. These are the sort of usual places to look. It's in remarkable condition for its mileage. And say that Alcantara again is still all in lovely order. Leather driver's armrest, you can set that to your desired height, and you've got the little cup holders there on the fold down work tray in the centre. On this particular one, you've got the 230 volt 3-pin socket just there underneath the handbrake. So if I can pull that up, you can see you've got just about see there, you've got a 3-pin socket under there which has got 230 volt power, which is always of course nice to see. Carpet right into the cab here, and of course you have got the overmat, usual little bit of wear there just where you'd get the heel of the driver on the sort of the brake pedal, but that's just on the mat there, which of course is protecting the floor. Mileage on this one, 67,101 miles, and you can see it's all idling correctly there. There's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. Having a look at some of the controls here on the steering wheel, you may have already spotted this, but you've got actually adaptive cruise control on this one. So a normal limited will come with cruise control, but not adaptive cruise control. So that's a nice little feature. You've got, of course, your volume for the radio, and on the right-hand side then your onboard computer controls, and you can also answer and hang up the phone just there as well. Automatic gearbox, so I mentioned right at the start of the video, and then looking at the Sync 3 screen, we can see that this one is actually spec'd with satellite navigation. So again, a limited wouldn't come as standard with sat-nav, that would have been an optional extra. Of course, you can plug your phone into the van via a USB, so you've got one here and one up on top of the dashboard there, and that gives you Apple CarPlay and Android Auto completely as standard, and that's all plumbed in through the Sync 3 screen. Of course, you've got DAB radio on here, and you can connect your phone to this via Bluetooth as well. Air conditioning, heated seats, heated windscreen, and heated door mirrors there, all of that, of course, comes as standard on the Limited. But yeah, fantastic condition inside there. As I say, absolutely remarkable for its age and mileage. Of course, on the driver's door, you've got electric windows and electric folding mirrors also. Moving then around to the front of the van, this is a sort of big change here, the most, I would say, distinctive change of the MSRT, and that is the front bumper change. So again, it's not sort of any sort of stick-on add-ons. This is a complete front bumper change, the same as the rear bumper. And you can just see here how much more sort of aggressive and defined that styling is. And as I say, that meets then the wheel arch extensions there. So gives you a sort of a wider look to the van, but much more aggressive here at the front. I think they've done a lovely job of that, as I say, with this really nice flare here above the front fog lights. Again, nice little touch there with the MSRT into that lower grille. And as I say, this same sort of sturdy, almost, it's almost like a rough finish. It's not, but it's almost like a rough finish. It's not a smooth, glossy finish there, but I think it works really, really well. LED daytime running lights. And this particular one has got the bi-xenon HID headlights as well. So again, on a Limited, those would be an optional extra. So nice upgraded headlights on this particular van. Having a look at the bonnet, then of course you're going to get a few stone chips dotted around on the bonnet. So these have just been neatly touched in, of course, in the correct colour. A few little stone chips dotted around, but really nothing that you wouldn't expect on. Actually, probably less than what you'd expect on this sort of mileage. And again, you're going to get a few here just dotted around to the front end. You're going to get a sort of a light peppering of those, which is pretty much unavoidable really. But as I say, of course, we always like to be transparent. If we can see them, we'll gladly point them out to you. We do have a lovely service history with this van. So we've got 2 Ford services that have been recorded. One, I believe, at 27,000 miles, and I believe the second at around 48,000 miles. So on these, they're due every 25,000 miles, so it's pretty much spot on there for its previous servicing. During our preparation, we have done a further service, but also, crucially, we have changed the timing belt, or what's known as the wet belt, on these. So our cut-off on the wet belt is 60,000 miles. So all of our prep vans, anything over 60,000 miles, we are changing the timing belt on. Ford actually recommend 100,000, which we believe is too long. So as I say, we cut that off at 60,000. So that's a really nice bonus on this van. It's something you're not going to have to worry about for a long, long time to come. Looking down the passenger side of the vehicle then, again, just having a look in those reflections, you can just see how clean and straight that is, in really good order down the passenger side here. The probably tiniest of little pin dents just here. You're probably so small, you're actually probably not going to pick that up in the camera, but yeah, if there's anything I can see, of course, I always like to point that out. If I open up the passenger side loading door, then this just gives you another aspect there of the rear seats. Same for the front as well. Just having a look here at the passenger seats, all in really good order. And there are some marks here just to the glove box, or just the plastics of the glove box. We see this very often on Transit Customs, but as I say, of course, doesn't affect the glove box in any way, or works absolutely fine, but there are a couple of little marks just there. And again, just a couple on the driver's door card there as well. So I don't know whether they've had something just here, maybe a box or something, which has caused a couple of these little light marks to the plastics just there. So there we are. Just to summarise then, this is a 2021 on a 71 plate Ford Transit Custom. It's the 320 model, so 3.2 tons gross vehicle weight, 185 PS diesel engine with that automatic gearbox. This is, of course, the factory MSRT. Lovely Ford service history, which we have got evidence for, and of course, crucially, we have done a further service and timing belt change on this particular van as well. So the van is absolutely ready to go on to its next life, whether that be for work or for pleasure, or maybe a combination of both. But it is very much an attractive proposition, I think, especially at this sort of price point as well. MSRTs that we've had in the past, I guess with lower mileage, I've often been £10,000 more than this. So as I say, I think this is a very, very attractive proposition. I think it looks lovely in black also. The vehicle will be supplied with 12 months AA warranty completely free of charge with options to upgrade that to 2 or 3 years. Of course, we can deliver our vehicles nationwide. We can arrange finance at very competitive rates, and we can take cars or vans in part exchange. If you haven't seen it already, I'd urge you to head over to our website, bridgeendvans.co.uk. That's where you can find the full advert, including the price description and the photography of the van. Thank you very much for watching.